What's up, my brothers and sisters? This is Kiyakahi Matsumoto, aka Sonic the Blue Streak from YouTube, and today I'm going to be doing my first ever Saber Forge tutorial. Now, I got this idea from a good friend of mine, Jordan Leong, and this video is specifically targeted for those who are relatively new or brand new to Saber Forge, and for those who would like some information on how to access and operate the in-hilt menu of Champion Tier Sabers. Also, for those who want to know how to install and swap out the LED modules if you ordered your lightsaber with Quick Connect options. So anyways, before I get into this, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the intro that I posted at the beginning of the video? Do you like it? Should I keep it in all future Saber Forge reviews and tutorials to come? Did you hate it? Should I get rid of it or can it? Or would you prefer if I just use the text card of the two lightsabers crossing blades in the background and just leave it at that and use that as my introduction? But anyways, the equipment I'm going to be using in this video is the standard V4 Infinity Edge blade, 37 inches. The first Saber Forge lightsaber that I got, the Katana, the Wakizashi hilt option specifically with the round SF Phoenix Suba. This is a Champion Tier 12 watt plus light blue Viridian sound font. My backup lightsaber, the Crystal Reveal Ares, Viridian sound font, Champion Tier again, 12 watt plus Arctic blue. The hex key that is standard with all lightsabers from Saber Forge, although this one is a little bit longer than usual. And of course, the LED module that I will be using as a demonstration. Now, both of these lightsabers in front of me, as I have said, are Champion Tier, which means they have both light and basic sound, which I believe is 8 swings and 8 clashes. And all Champion Tier sabers have two different sound fonts. There's the light side, the Viridian sound font, and the dark side, the Crimson sound font. Now, if you press the button, the momentary switch here, the AV switch, on the Viridian sound font, you will hear a blaster noise, and if you do it on the Crimson sound font, you will hear the Sith lightning effect. But for these, I'm not going to go into displaying either of those. I'm just going to get into this now. Saber Forge does not include a instruction booklet on how to access the menu, so I kind of had to find this out for myself and by watching other people on YouTube. So I figured I might as well just do a review solely based on this and how to get to it to help those who kind of need to get to the point. So in order to access the menu, the first thing you need to do is remove the kill key.
Saber Core, Viridian.
And you hold down the lit momentary activation switch. Now before I do that, let me remove the blade plug and install the Infinity Edge blade. So hold the switch down and you will get to your menu.
Main menu. Select optical frequency 1.
Your optical frequency is your blade flicker. 1 is just a solid beam, and this goes in a cycle. It goes all the way up to 5. So in order to move up the menu options, you just have to tap the button, and to select, you hold it down. So
2.
this is the lowest pulse setting for the blade.
3.
1 step higher, camera is not picking it up nearly as well.
4.
Even faster than that.
5.
And this is your absolute fastest.
1.
And it returns at 1. I like to keep mine at 1 because it does a nice job illuminating the blade. Yes, it probably will drain your battery faster, but this is just my personal preference. So to select again, just hold it down.
Select sound intensity low.
There are 3 sound intensity options for Champion Tier Sabers: low, high, and muted. It's on low right now.
High. Muted.
As you can probably figure out, muted turns the sound completely off.
Low. High.
I usually like to keep mine on high, so the camera can usually pick it up and for other people to hear.
Select impact sensitivity 1.
Your impact sensitivity is the clashing noise your lightsaber will make when the blade strikes another object. But this is kind of inaccurate because it's really based on what the hilt itself perceives as the impact and not from the blade. So the options for impact sensitivity are 1 all the way up to 9. I usually like to keep mine at 3 if I'm doing a saber demonstration in the dark or a spinning video, and 5, 6, or 7 if I'm doing a lightsaber duel on camera. So just to demonstrate again.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to keep mine on 3 for now because I'm probably going to be doing a color video in the dark later on tonight.
Select motion sensitivity 1.
Motion sensitivity is basically what your lightsaber perceives when you swing, the sound it makes when you swing your saber up, down, left, right, or do spins and whatnot. So I usually like to keep mine on 5 if I'm doing a spinning demonstration, and 6 or 7 if I'm doing a saber duel. So the options for this thing again are all the way up to 9, so I'm not going to go into that too much. I'm just going to put mine on 5 and leave it at that.
2, 3, 4, 5. All settings saved.
Now, when you do that last setting, it will automatically configure it into your standard saber running. Now this is the 12 watt plus light blue option, and again, to power the saber off, hold down the momentary switch, and to keep it from using any more power, stick the kill key back in. So that's how you access the menu for every champion tier saber. It doesn't matter what sound font you get, whether it's going to be Viridian or Crimson. Every menu for every champion tier saber is going to be identical, so you don't have anything to worry about in that regard. Now, for those who are a little curious, let's move on to the second part of this tutorial, the quick connects. Now, quick connects are useful because if you want to change out your LED module, you have the option to order these connectors on the back of each wire, so you can swap out your lightsaber color with ease. So the good, like say for example, if you get tired of, you have a Viridian sound font and you get tired of blue, you can easily swap it out for cyan, green, you know, or even yellow if you want to. So, and for those, you know, who might be a little confused on how to do that, I will demonstrate that right now. So, first thing you want to do, if you have a Infinity Edge blade already installed, is you want to remove that, which I am going to do right now. And just as a heads up, quick connects are only available for most Saberforge hilts, but there are some that are not that it won't be compatible with. The Grandmaster is one of them. All crystal reveal sabers, like my Ares, for example, are not compatible with quick connects, primarily because there, I believe, are 2 LED modules in all crystal reveal chambers. There's one at the bottom of the crystal chamber to light up the crystal, and there's one at the base, you know, right where, you know, the blade is supposed to slide in, so it illuminates both of those properly. I know all thin neck sabers are not compatible with quick connects, and I also know that the Bane isn't. I can't remember the rest, but if you go on their Etsy page and if you click on their quick connect listing, it will show you a list of all the lightsabers that it is not compatible with. And if you want to order yours with quick connects, all you have to do is pick the lightsaber from their Etsy page, which is their quick ship option. It will get to you in a couple of weeks or less. and you just add it to your cart, and then add the quick connect option to your cart as well. They're two separate listings. Now I think SaberForge will automatically install them for you if they see that in your cart already, but I could be wrong. So just as a precaution, I would put it in the order comments that you would like those pre-installed to begin with. Now, for those who aren't really inclined to tell the difference, there are two set screws in the lightsaber hilt of SaberForge. One to hold the blade in, the blade retention screw, and this is the LED module retention screw. So what you do is you loosen this up. Sorry, get a little bit of leverage, the long end, and it should, after you loosen it enough, whoops, didn't loosen it quite out enough. Sometimes they get stuck, so you might have to get your finger in there, but it should slide right out. So after that, you do that, just grab these two here, pull it right off. Now, if you buy multiple versions of the quick connect option, say you want multiple different colors, what SaberForge does is they write lettering on the back of each module. This is LB for light blue, and the one that I'm going to be using for the demonstration is marked CY. That is for cyan. Now to reinstall it, you take the connecting end of the wire that's in the hilt and the connecting end that's attached to the LED module. Make sure they're all both lined up like this. Slide it on, and very carefully, making sure you don't kink or bend any of the wires, slide the module back into the hilt. Now the trick is, you want to get the module lined up so that the set screw here has something to bite into. It has to set into the module itself. So it can be a little tricky at first, but what I did was I figured a system out. My Infinity Edge blade, 37 inches long, sits in my katana hilt at a maximum of 2.5 inches, which is perfect for me because that leaves 37 inches of exposed blade out. This thing is 11.5 inches, which is exactly 1/3 of the exposed blade's length. So what I do is, I bought a 2.5 inch long blade plug from SaberForge, took a measuring tape, made a Sharpie mark right about there. I don't know if you can see it, but that tells me how far I need to slide the unit in. Once I have achieved the desired setting, I take my hex key, tighten it, and you want to make sure that the set screw is in good. You want it very snug, otherwise the unit may slide further into the hilt and you'll have extreme difficulty getting it out. I don't think you want to go through that hassle. So once that's set and done, just pop your blade in, or your blade plug, whichever you prefer. Tighten that. Remove the kill key.
Synchro core, Viridian.
And you're good to go. And this is the 12 watt plus cyan. And as you can tell, it is much brighter than the light blue. That's because it's using green LEDs. And green is one of the brightest SaberForge blade colors, if not the brightest, aside from white. So I'm not a huge fan of green, just like I'm not crazy about the cyan, but I have to admit, it does look phenomenal. And if you like to choose this, you are getting an excellent blade color and one of the brightest. So that's it for the demonstration and the tutorial. And just as a bit of a heads up, before I wrap this up, all of this is being shot on the iPhone 7 Plus's camera. I'm testing out the low light and color input capabilities. And just as a bit of a warning, I'm going to be doing a video test run later on at night, tonight, to see if it can pick up the difference between light blue and Arctic blue, because the camera on my iPhone 6 couldn't do that. Its low light sucked, and quite honestly, it couldn't pick up colors very well. So, because in person, the Arctic blue looks like a sky blue, and light blue just looks like something out of the Star Wars movies. But, because with my 6, it just could not tell the difference on camera. So hopefully this will, and if this thing can tell the difference between the two colors, or if it can stay in focus the whole time, because it would keep blurring in and out, I will be deleting all of my old Saber in the Dark videos and re-uploading them on YouTube. So sorry to those who like those videos and who enjoyed them, but I gotta try to get them up to better quality. So anyways, that's just as a heads up. So thank you all for watching. I hope this answered any and all questions you may have, and if you have anything else you need to ask me, feel free to drop a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Good night, everybody.